Hey guys, welcome back to Dividend Obsession. My name is Troy. In today's video, I want to talk about a suggestion that was given in a recent video by Josh Sally, asking for a video on how different types of accounts you can use to set up for kids. So I wanted to, thank Josh for the support on the channel and provide him and others like him content to hopefully help them be more educated on the different types of options there are for kids to get them off on the right foot. Disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor, so please do your own research and note that any suggestions in this video are strictly for entertainment purposes only. Now let's get to the content. So let's get the obvious out of the air right now. Being an adult is hard enough, and now that you have a kid or kids, you want to make sure that not only you are taken care of heading into retirement, but that the kids are also set up on the right foot as soon as possible. Planning ahead and starting as soon as you can for both you and your kids. Make sure that there aren't any sacrifices based on whether you can retire early or your kids start off on the right track. If you plan ahead and plan early, you can do both. You can retire early and your kids can be on the right foot. All right, so the point of this video, I wanted to give a broad stroke review of the different types of accounts and different ways that you can set your kids up for success financially. So if you guys want any additional details on any of these specific accounts, just comment down below which ones you're interested in, like a whole separate video where I can dive into the intricacies of each account. But I didn't want to, make a video that was too long and bore you guys with the details. So first one we're going to cover is a savings account, high yield savings account, and CDs. I'm going to group them all together. These can be opened at any bank or credit union. They're low risk, low reward. The interest that you do receive from any of these is taxable income for the guardian. Even high yield savings accounts, the interest that you get from these, it pales in comparison to what we'll talk about later. And the account value must be included in the calculation for future student aid or financial aid for, college. So if the student or the kid, your kid, goes to apply to school and there's this account balance is, significant, it might disqualify them from financial aid that they would have otherwise received. So that is an important small detail that you really don't hear a lot about. So the last thing on these are the guardian is in control of the account until the kid is 18 or 21. It depends on the state, at which point the money goes, all the money in the account is theirs. It's no longer yours, no strings attached. They can do with it what they want. So that's savings accounts, high yield savings accounts, and CDs. Very high overview. Next one we're going to cover is a 529 college savings plan. So this is basically an investable savings account for minors that can only be used for education. So that's K through 12 tuition or college tuition. Funds in this account can be invested in mutual funds or target date funds. So the mutual funds are similar to that of an ETF. And then target date funds are basically they put an end date on when you need the money by. And how these work, it's the opposite of retiring. So what happens is it's really risky, or actually it's pretty similar to retiring actually. So it's really risky when the kid is very young. The closer the kid gets to college, they become less risky so they don't lose the money as they're going to need it. And these are, you only want to add money what you estimate their school is going to be worth, because if you try to take money out that's like overdue, or like an overage of money, it's subject to penalties and taxes and the whole 9 yards. So you want to do your best to kind of pre-estimate how much you're going to need or the kid's going to need in school, and that's what you want to contribute to here. Again, you can go ahead and contribute, a low ball amount in here, and then if you have extra money that you want to put aside in your own personal account, you can, help them at that point if that's what you want to do. So that is a college savings plan, that 529 college savings plan. Next is a 529 prepaid tuition plan. This pays today's prices for tuition, not needing to worry about increases over time. So as we know, everything increases over time pretty much. That includes school tuition. So if you start one of these, you can start prepaying on the tuition at today's rate versus 20 years from now, 18 years from now, when the kid's going to go to college or higher education. So that's a nice little thing that they have there. So you can combine these with the college savings plan. You can combine both of these, and it will pay for tuition is what the prepaid tuition plan pays for. And then you have the college savings plan that can pay for other qualified expenses such as room and board, books, supplies, and computer equipment. So basically anything you would use for education. So those are very restricted to just those things though. So if you do, one of the negatives to either one of these is if you say, hey, little Billy's going to want to go to college, and then, little Billy hits 18, he's like, see you, mom and dad, I'm not going to college. This money can be transferred to like your next kid. So maybe little Susie wants to go to college. You can transfer this to her because it has to be used for that or it's taxed and penalized. So we don't want to do that. So that's the one big negative that I saw when doing this research for both of these accounts. So the next account we're going to get into is the UGMA or UTMA accounts. And this is it's basically a trust for minors. So the UGMA is the Uniform Gift to Minors Act, or the UTMA is the Uniform Transfer to Minors Act. This allows investments for minors, such as mutual funds, real estate, to be held in the care of an account custodian. So investments automatically transfer to the child at the age of 18 to 21, again, depending on the state. There's no annual limits in contributions to either of these accounts. And these are considered assets of the child, so it is factored into financial aid. Again, so that's a big thing to consider. If the kid would qualify for financial aid, this is factored in and it could make them ineligible. So the last account, again, we've talked about this in one of my other videos. I personally have one of these. So a Roth IRA, typically people think of these, when I'm older and I want to retire, I can get a Roth IRA. Roth IRAs can be opened as soon as you are employed. So if your kid has, they get a job at McDonald's or wherever their first job is, they can contribute basically an equal amount, no more than what they made that year. So if they only make $4,000 a year, I know the Roth IRA limit is $6,000 a year for people under 50, but they can only contribute $4,000 because the government's gonna look at it, hey, how are you contributing more than you've made? So that's just a cool thing. I didn't personally know that you could do these that early, but spend it, you can, if the kid needs access to any money that they contributed before 59 and a half, they can do that. They can withdraw basically anything that you've added to the account, but anything that has grown, either dividends, interest, or, capital appreciation, that is, you can withdraw it, but there are significant taxes and fees to that. So it's tax-free if you withdraw any of your own contributions. It is highly taxed and highly penalized if you withdraw anything earned before 59 and a half. And another last thing on this one is the balance of this is it doesn't contribute to the financial aid. So therefore, if you're, on the border of making financial aid or not making financial aid, that Roth IRA is not counted in that. So that's a really nice vehicle right there. So, again, just wanted a very broad overview in this quick video. It's going to wrap it up for this video, actually. So if you guys are not subbed, please sub. It really helps me a lot. Also, liking the video, the little button right below the video, the thumbs up, click the button. It really helps me get the channel going. Comment down below, like I said, if you want any more in-depth on any of these accounts. Like I said, very quick video. I just tried to go over and give you guys a broad overview of the different types of things you can do for your kids. And yeah, if there's any other suggestions for any other future videos, also comment that down below. I'd love to see that. So with that being said, until next time, we'll see you.